Hi friends, this is Karan. Today I will explain you the concept of thread in Java language. If you heard the thread means usually comes into the picture like a cloth thread, but it's not a cloth thread. It is a thread in Java language. And the same thread concept are using in the Python language also. But the code is will be different, but concept for the both language, Python as well as the Java, for the both the language, the thread concept is same only. The differ is code only. That's it. Then comes let us study about the thread. What is thread? A thread is a lightweight process that allows multiple tasks to run concurrently within a single program. Means if you want to do multiple tasks simultaneously, parallelly, that time the thread concept will be used. For example, you want to perform the task A as well as task B and task C. On that time, the thread concept will be used. The output will be comes simultaneously, parallelly. If the task A completed in first beginning, it will execute and you can see the output. The task A execute first means it will see the first in the output section. So basically, it to perform the multiple tasks, the thread concept will be used. And what is multi-threading? Multi-threading means executing the more than one thread simultaneously. Previously, we discussed what is single thread perform multiple tasks, but here multi-threading means performing multiple thread or one more than one thread simultaneously to improve performance. To increase the performance or to increase the output result, we are using multi-threading. If you see the Java code, you can see the default thread. That means default thread in Java. Every Java program starts with the one thread called as a main thread. I will show you the code. Public public static void main string square braces as written here. So this is compulsory. It is a default main thread will be there. If you return this, it is a default. It will take one thread. Consider as is a one thread. And why do we need threads? Because to faster execution, better CPU usage, responsive applications, multiple tasks at the same time. For example, if you consider the Android phone, usually will not use only one application. We'll play background music. Sometimes we'll chat. Sometimes we'll keep for download in telegrams. This time they will use the thread concept. So here, if you see the look at the mobile application, the background will be music will be play as well as download will be taking one task and music is another task and meanwhile chatting is another task. So performing multiple tasks in a single program. So let us study with a simple code. Then you will understand the concept of thread. Public class main cover braces public static void main. I said the default thread in Java it will be a default thread that is void main, that is main thread. Yes. Here I'm creating the object. First I'm creating the thread object. For example, my thread t equals to new my thread. That means I'm creating a thread object. So in next comes concept t dot start. What do you mean by start? Here comes under the concept of start. That means it is considering the new thread. Above the line is a thread object, but it's not a thread. Now it is generating, I'm starting a new thread. Start. And if you want to perform the task in the main application or main code means you can print anything. System dot out println running main application or main task. Now this is a main code. It is done. Public class main braces public static void main default thread my thread creating the object thread and I'm calling the thread new thread to start. When it comes while compiling when it is comes to the t dot start it will call the child thread plus my thread extends thread means my thread is the subthread of thread or child of thread. Braces open and closed. Here to perform the task we are using the run command like public void run. Here run means it will perform the task. Here start means calling the new thread, I mean child thread or sub thread. Run means performing the task, child task or anything. System dot out dot println running child or sub task. Okay, everything's correct. I think we'll run the code. Main.java error is what is the error expected column here along with that 15th line. So if you see the error means first you have to observe what is the error. They will in compiler in output they will show main Java fifth. This is a fifth line. What is the error and where it is the error? You will identify easily. Don't be panic. First you have to look at the output and identify the errors. What type of errors it came? Means they are showing that error. It should be expected. Means have to we are missing the colon. So I have to write here. So once I will run once again. See, output is running main task and running child or subtask. Okay, if you want to do performance like first it should become a child or subtask, and after that task should be completed by main. On that time we can use the sleep concept. For example, write read dot sleep 500 catch interpreted assumption e system dot println e, or you can write system dot or dot println error in sleep code. So if you see now miss first, if you see first time I have run while running the first time, the output is running main task. First it executed main task, then it executed child class task. Now shall we run expected code? We have a colon, a mystery colon. See, first it executed a child class and then it executed the main class. That indicates means here if you put the code sleep means it will wait 500 milliseconds. The 500 indicates means it is a millisecond. It's considered as a milliseconds. After the 500 milliseconds, it will be execute main task. But before that only child or subtask is came. Why? Because it is a thread is a like that concept. We're running the task simultaneously, parallelly, while the main task is running. Along with that, child class is run simultaneously, parallelly. So if you want to, okay, I will keep time. I will wait 500 milliseconds here. 500 is I will keep 10,000 milliseconds. See, when it is comes to T start, it will go to this class subclass third, and before printing here, I have written try catch. In the inside the try catch, I have used a sleep mode. How much? It is 1,000 milliseconds waiting milliseconds. So till it will miss main task and subtask. Main task what I given in the main task, wait 500 milliseconds. It's waiting 500 milliseconds, and in subtask for waiting it's 1,000 milliseconds. Once which one will comes first? 1,000 milliseconds will comes. It will close comes first. It will close it. This run this line will be executed. Afterwards, it will printing the main task, running the main task. Once 1,000 millisecond is completed, then it will print child or subtask. Okay. If you want late, I mean, if you want to main task should be, if you want order like output should be like that. First, it should become subclass, sub thread, subtask, and afterwards main task means you have to give a more time in the sub-thread. Now, it is a main thread and sub-thread. I will increase here 1500. If you run means, see, running child because it is a 1000 milliseconds which is completed 1000 millisecond and executed the code, and after that it's waited simultaneously, it waited 1500 milliseconds and executed the print statement. So together, whichever, if you write another subtask also, it will execute simultaneously, concurrently, parallelly. It won't wait for first main thread and it won't come from sub task, sub thread or subtask. It parallelly it executing. If you want to control the output miss, have to use the sleep mode. In if you come in the industrial miss, they will perform like we will write the code like how much memory utilizing when should it should be completed. If the main task is executing, I mean consuming more means we'll place we'll place the time, and that after that it will execute. If subtask means if you want a subtask is consuming more memory, have to take gap means that time we will use sleep mode here. In next video I will explain with the application, real time application. As of now, just understand the thread, what is multi-thread, and how to write the basic, like restart method calling the thread, creating the thread object, new thread is started here, calling this functionality, this function. Once it is completed, parallel it is calling. Meanwhile, it executing further also, further line also. It won't wait for completing the subthread. It's parallelly going to the next line also. So I think you hope you understand. Once briefly, Vora will look at the thread concept. Thread allows parallel execution. Means it execution main thread, subthread, or sub another subthread also. It won't wait for main thread and it won't go for the subthread. Parallelly, it will execute the threads. Main thread exists by default. Advantage of thread. There's so many advantages there. Uh, said no, why do we need threads? Faster execution, better CPU usage, responsive application, and multiple tasks at same time. If you have to utilize, you have to maintain the timing space. Have to get immediate or output within a short period of time with multiple tasks. Means that time we can use the thread. I will show you the next video with that example with real-time AI application. And start. Creates a new thread and run. Execute the code. That means it executes the code. Sleep. It means basically pass the current thread for the given time. Like thread.sleep 500. The indication of the 500 is milliseconds. Output order is unpredictable. I said no, it will be main thread or subthread. When you have to control the main thread output from main thread and the subthread means you can use sleep mode. This is the overall concept of thread. In coming videos, I will explain the with real-time example about the thread in Java language. And when you are getting the free time, watch repeatedly this video and understand the concept of thread. It's very much important in the real-time application. While writing the application, if you join to the any job means while writing the application, thread concept is very much important. Hi, thread is a very huge concept. Just understand the basic first thread concept. If you have any doubts, please ask or type the questions comments in the comments